through the dollar side of things, then we'll go through the yen because it looks like a lot of people are interested there. But first things first, the dollar. So it looks like DXY has been bullish. I was favoring a bit of a move to the downside yesterday, but we didn't really see that. Price went and broke resistance. We had a pretty strong candle towards the end of the day, breaking to the upside there. And looks like this kind of bottom has kind of well and truly formed, and price is seeing some upside. So I'm no longer expecting a big sell here for the dollar. We might see some downside, but based on how we're moving, it probably is a move down just for us to keep pushing up. I'm still looking at price selling off, but it looks like that 104.5 level not really doing its job. We kind of broke above that yesterday. I know this morning we're back below that, but I'm waiting for the daily candle to close to really show me what price is doing, whether it was just a retest or price is likely to continue higher. As I've said, I've also looked at this level here, 105.5 roughly. That is an area which dollar could be slowly drifting towards before potentially seeing a move to the downside as well. Got some nice fib confluence in that area as well. So I am still pretty bearish on the dollar, looking for a continuation of that bearish move. But for now, I'm kind of in counter trend mode. I'm still expecting upside here for the DXY, maybe for the next few days. And then maybe when we get to 105.5, we can start talking about some sells. But I do think there is some more juice to squeeze to the upside here. So take a looking at EURUSD. This one as well, seen some nice downside too. This one again, just about closed below this support level. So kind of invalidating it unless we do come back above it. And of course, tomorrow we can kind of judge that. But so far we did close below pretty aggressively yesterday. And I wonder how far euro will push down as well. Of course, if dollar is going to continue higher, then euro most likely will continue lower. And again, we do have some nice areas below us, 1.06 here, 1.055, both looking really, really good. In fact, I would like price to get there for some longs. We had a massive move to the upside that broke through these two areas. Didn't really get a retest, so if price can get there, there would normally be a strong chance of at least a bounce. We might not see a swing all the way back to the high. Depends how you want to manage your trade and where your targets want to be. But there is a good chance we do bounce from these areas, so they make good for entries, or at least locations for entries anyway. So keep an eye on these two levels here. We're still quite distance away. That might still take a few days to get there if we do. But yeah, I'm still looking for the longs for euro, but looking to see if we can invite potentially a deeper retracement. Pound USD likewise as well. This one's struggling at the high. You can kind of see losing all that momentum. Now price is kind of rounding off a little bit. So again, looking like prices forming around the top there. I've talked about pound USD pulling back into a couple areas, 1.28 being one of them, which is this swing high taken as support. And this high here as well, 1.27, prior resistance. Really strong break to the upside. Of course, there's a good chance this could act as support as well. So either one of those areas, keen to see a bounce from. Of course, at the moment, we are just hovering. Looks like we respected some support this morning. Pound's a little bit strong as well, but I'm not really interested in taking pound USD to the upside right now. To me, this looks like almost a range, to be honest. So kind of just staying away. But all that momentum there, I do think if we can kind of pull back into those areas, there's a good chance we could see a continuation of that. So still pretty bullish on pound USD. Just need a bit more retracement before I can start to intervene and possibly look for some long entries. Dollar CAD, still keep an eye on some downside for this one, although it's been pretty slow. And looks like price is still finding it a little bit difficult to break through support here. We did kind of poke our noses underneath the level yesterday, but looks like it's kind of a weird retest, or price is trying to climb back above. Whatever it is, it's just not clear. Again, when price gives us a break of a level, you expect price to continue that. If it does start to bleed back into the range and into the level, it's definitely a bit of a red flag that price. I'll say bear flag. Is a bit of a red flag that price is potentially maybe having a bit of a fake out, which maybe that is what's happening here with dollar CAD. This is a pretty strong level of support. It held price very well over here. We kind of broke below it, broke back above, and since then price has been respecting a support until yesterday, but looks like we're climbing back back above. So in terms of dollar CAD, I still do have a bearish bias, but I want price to really clear this level to give me a lot of confidence that the breakout is well and truly here and price is likely to head lower. Then I will start to look for some pullbacks. Because I'm still looking at 1.4-ish for a push for dollar CAD. In fact, if I expand to the weekly chart, you'll see that level a whole lot better. So as you can see here, just below 1.4, it's kind of where I'm looking for dollar CAD to come into. So there's a lot of pips to catch there for dollar CAD if we were to see that move. But first things first, this support level needs to go, or at least if we are going to hold it, we need to push well away from it so I can find that next lower high and short it back down, and at least take profits at that level. So something like that still does interest me. But at the moment, still struggling to break through support, so not really interested in shorting dollar CAD. In terms of Aussie dollar, still finding a little bit of trouble trying to push higher. Again, as I said, with Aussie dollar at the start of the week, we may see a push back down into the swing low here in the next few days. We had a really strong level of resistance, which price has had a few attempts trying to break through, once over there, twice over there, and altogether hasn't really amounted to much. And of course, if the dollar is going to see some upside or continued upside, then that's going to be very difficult for Aussie dollar to push higher as well. So likely we might see a bit of downside there for Aussie dollar. In terms of shorts, I probably would wait to see if price can push back into resistance again before trying to take a sell. We've got one high there, second one there. Perhaps we put a third lower high before we do drop. Right now, kind of just sideways, moving sideways. So I'm not too sure about finding entries in this area. Looks a bit too congested for me. Altogether, Aussie dollar is pretty much ranging. If we are going to reverse, then I would like to see price break structure to the upside, clear the highs here on the left, break structure to the upside, and then I'll talk about some pullbacks. That's what would interest me for some longs. But at the moment, we are not anywhere near that. So still looking for the range to continue and push back into support pretty much. And the USD, pretty much the same situation as well. This one respected resistance pretty well last week too. Nice wick on the weekly chart. And again, we're still overall very, very corrective. If price does break the highs this week, I'll stand corrected and perhaps look for some longs for ends the USD if we do something like this. But at the moment, we're not. You can see in the weekly chart, big piercing wick to the upside last week as well. Pull back as we aggressively reject that level. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we do roll over the next coming weeks and see a push right back into support again. Still a lot of momentum to the downside for USD on the higher time frames. I wonder, is that wick there potentially a new top for us to keep selling off? At the moment, it looks likely, unless we do something like this for USD, a strong break above the high, then I'll stand corrected. If not, kind of expect us to see a bit of a drop there in the next few days. So yeah. And again, if dollar's going to push to the upside as well, you're likely going to see a bearish move there for USD. Now, in terms of gold, so gold, we did see a bit of, oh, wow. Damn, gold's flying. I didn't see that happen. Last time I looked at gold, we had this candle closure here. I did not see that happening. Anyway, gold looking very bullish. Looks like it's about to smash into highs. That's gold for you, I guess. You just blink and you miss it. I was talking a lot about the resistance here yesterday. I said if price can clear that, that's probably the green light for gold to buy. I said if you're looking to be aggressive, you probably can catch a nice breakout trade. I don't normally trade breakouts in my trading. I always normally wait for a retest before looking to buy or sell. But in gold situation and the context of the market, because of how bullish it is, taking breakouts, it's not such a bad idea because you just expect that momentum to continue. So we kind of had a breakout, probably argue with the previous candle over here, although it's a very slight breakout. So I wouldn't really look to trade that. This candle is nice because it wicks back into the zone and use that as support. So that would be kind of like a retest there. But if I drop to the hourly chart, yeah, so kind of like a quick break and retest. But yeah, gold's looking very bullish. what can I say at this point? Price is likely to smash back into highs 30.55 and maybe form some new highs. We do have the next big psychological level at 3100, which is all the way up there. We kind of stall around 30.50, so I wonder, is 3100 our next target potentially? But yeah, looking very, very bullish in silver. I'm still currently long in this position here. This one's been a little bit slower than gold. Hopefully momentum starts to pick up. I did get into this one a little bit later. I entered on that 8-hour time frame on this candlestick here based off the breaking retest of the high there. I was originally looking for silver to come and retest 32.5, but it didn't look like it was happening, especially after all that rejection at the low. So I did hop into the trade here and seeing how price goes. If it does come back and stop me out and test the original level I wanted to buy from, I'll just look to re-enter. Yeah, so far, hopefully silver can pick up, especially with gold pushing to the upside now. Maybe that could be a bit of a catalyst for silver to get a move on. As I said yesterday, if we do take up the high here, that's when I'll start to manage the trade in terms of trading stops. But yeah, we'll see how silver goes. In terms of targets, I'm looking for 35, a new high past the high here. Is very much my expectation. I think silver can go a lot further than that, but I'll probably take most of my profit around 35 and just trail the rest and just see what silver can do. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the USD side of things for me.